It was the summer of 2014 when Aaron and his college buddies decided to go camping deep in the Appalachian Mountains. The plan was simple: 4 days of hiking, fishing, and disconnecting from the world. The first night was perfect: clear skies, a warm campfire, laughter echoing in the trees. But by the second night, things shifted. Around midnight, Aaron woke up to the sound of footsteps. Not the casual crunch of a deer or raccoon, but heavy, deliberate steps circling their campsite. He froze in his sleeping bag, listening. His friend Kyle whispered from the tent beside him, "Aaron, are you hearing that?" The steps went on for several minutes before fading away. They both tried to shake it off as paranoia. But the next morning, one of the tents was empty. Their friend Danny was gone. His backpack, his boots, his jacket, all still there. Only his phone was missing. They spent the entire day searching the trails, shouting his name, but the woods swallowed every sound. That night, exhausted and terrified, Aaron dozed off by the campfire. Around 3 a.m., he was jolted awake by Kyle screaming. He looked up and saw Danny, or what looked like him, standing at the tree line. His clothes were torn, his eyes wide, and he was smiling. When Aaron rushed forward, Danny turned and bolted into the trees with unnatural speed. They followed the direction, but found nothing but claw marks on the trees and a faint echo of laughter. Danny was never found. The official report claimed he wandered off and got lost. But Aaron swears what they saw that night wasn't Danny anymore. Something in those woods had taken him and was using his face. In 2009, Leah, an experienced solo hiker, decided to spend a long weekend camping in Oregon's Deschutes National Forest. She was confident, used to traveling alone, and carried all the survival gear she needed. The first 2 days were uneventful. But on the third night, as she sat writing in her journal by lantern light, she noticed something wrong. Cigarette smoke drifting through the trees. No one else was supposed to be out there. She hadn't passed a single hiker for miles. She doused her lantern, grabbed her knife, and sat in silence. The smoke grew thicker, closer, until she heard it. A low, raspy voice humming a broken tune. Leah stayed awake the entire night, clutching her knife, heart hammering in her chest. By dawn, the humming had stopped. She decided to pack and move further down the trail. But that day, every time she looked back, she thought she saw someone, a shadow, a flicker of movement, ducking behind trees. That night, she barely had time to set up her tent before she heard it again, humming. This time louder, and then whispering. A man's voice just outside her tent. "I know you're awake." Leah didn't breathe, didn't move. She stayed inside until sunrise. When she finally unzipped her tent, she found footprints circling her campsite. Dozens of them, bare feet, large, pressed deep into the mud. She cut her trip short and hiked the entire day without stopping, reaching the ranger station by nightfall. When she told them her story, one ranger muttered something under his breath, that other campers had gone missing in that part of the forest. To this day, Leah can't sleep without a weapon within reach. And sometimes when she's outside at night, she swears she still hears that humming. In 2017, a group of 6 friends went camping in Utah near a narrow canyon known for its eerie echoes. Locals warned them that the area was avoided at night, but the group thought it would make the trip more exciting. The first night, as they sat around the fire, one of them joked about summoning skinwalkers. Another howled into the canyon. The echo came back distorted like a scream. They laughed it off. But hours later, they were woken by the sound of screaming. Not human, not animal, but something between the two. A long, high-pitched wail that seemed to move around the canyon walls. One of them, Jason, grabbed a flashlight and shouted into the darkness, but the beam barely pierced the black. The screaming stopped. Then, from behind them, they heard whispering voices repeating Jason's words back to him in a perfect mimic. The group huddled together in one tent, too terrified to move. Around 4 a.m., one of the friends vanished. His sleeping bag was empty, torn open as if dragged. They ran out with flashlights, calling his name, but what answered wasn't him. From deep in the canyon, They heard his voice calling back. "This way, hurry." They ran toward it, until one of them screamed for everyone to stop. The tracks in the dirt were backward footprints, leading straight toward a cliff edge. They left everything behind and fled. When they returned with authorities, their friend was gone. Only his backpack remained at the edge of the canyon, shredded and stained. Locals whispered that the canyon had always been a place where voices didn't belong to the living, where something ancient lured people in by stealing the voices of those they loved. And those who go camping there often don't come back.